All right, let's dive right into this FA Cup matchup that just, it's got that classic David versus Goliath feel to it.
Yeah, definitely.
We've got Birmingham City, a League One team that's playing lights out right now.
Absolutely on fire.
They're taking on the Premier League giants, Newcastle United, who are fresh off securing a place in the EFL Cup final.
Huge momentum for them.
So there's a lot of intrigue here.
Right.
We've got Birmingham, hungry for promotion, up against the Newcastle side looking to end a trophy drought that goes back decades.
That's right.
So what do you say? Should we break this down a bit and maybe start with Birmingham City?
Sure, let's do that.
They're sitting pretty at the top of League One right now.
They are indeed.
But it really wasn't that long ago that they were fighting to avoid relegation from the championship.
That's right.
What's been the key to this turnaround?
Well, last season was rough for Birmingham City.
Yeah.
Just 1 point away from safety, ended up relegated.
Tough.
But this season, they've come back with a vengeance.
Yeah, they have.
Under new manager Chris Davies,
Okay.
this high-pressing, possession-based style he's implemented,
Yeah.
it's been super effective.
Seems to be working.
They're not just winning games.
Right.
They're really dominating a lot of their matches.
Yeah, and they're not just winning.
Right.
They're on this unbelievable 18-game undefeated streak.
Across all competitions.
Yeah, all competitions. I mean, that has to be some kind of club record, right?
It's got to be up there.
So what's fueling this amazing run?
It's a few things.
Yeah.
But I'd say one big factor is how smart they've been in the transfer market.
Okay.
They brought in Jay Stansfield, and it was a club record fee.
Wow.
But he's been worth every penny,
I see.
scoring goals left and right.
Oh, wow.
He's really become like a talisman for the team.
So I guess it shows that spending big money can actually pay off.
Sometimes, yeah, if you spend it wisely.
If you do your homework.
For sure.
Okay, so Birmingham is looking dangerous, but, they're going up against a Newcastle side that's been turning heads in the Premier League.
Oh, yeah.
Their turnaround this season has been pretty impressive, haven't they?
Absolutely.
It's been a stellar season for Newcastle.
It has.
Comfortably in the top 6
Yeah.
EFL Cup final coming up.
They've had a phenomenal resurgence.
They have.
Yeah.
But if I remember correctly, they had kind of a rocky start to the season.
They did.
What was the turning point? Was it just one of those things where everything suddenly clicked, or?
Well, they definitely stumbled out of the gate.
Okay.
But Eddie Howe, he made some smart tactical changes.
Oh, okay.
Brought in some key players that really gave the squad that extra something.
Okay.
And their midfield especially became much more dynamic.
I see.
They were controlling the game better, which gave their attackers more freedom to do their thing.
So it all started in the midfield.
Pretty much.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then they went on that crazy winning streak.
Yeah, he did.
Picking up more points on the road than even at home.
Wow. A tough team to beat away from home. Yeah. Newcastle away from home, that's a daunting prospect for any opponent, even a team as in form as Birmingham.
Definitely.
And we can't forget about the historical context here, right?
Right.
Newcastle hasn't won a major trophy in 70 years.
That's a long time.
A long time.
Yeah.
So Eddie Howe's got to be feeling the pressure to end that drought.
Oh, absolutely.
It adds another layer of, intrigue to this match.
Oh, for sure. It's a narrative that really resonates with the Newcastle fans.
Yeah.
They're desperate to see their club lift a trophy again.
Yeah.
You can feel the weight of history there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So we've got this League One leader on this crazy undefeated streak going up against a Premier League team that's, really looking to win a trophy.
Yeah, it's a real clash of styles and ambitions.
It is.
Yeah.
So do you think Birmingham really has a shot at pulling off an upset?
Well, it's the FA Cup, right?
True.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it.
Exactly. So while Newcastle are the favorites, on paper, you can't just dismiss Birmingham's home advantage.
Right.
And that incredible winning streak.
They've got a lot of momentum right now.
They do. They've got momentum, and they believe in themselves.
For sure. And Newcastle has a lot on their minds at the moment, too.
They do.
Big Premier League match coming up against Man City.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, the EFL Cup final is right around the corner.
Yeah.
So it makes you wonder, with so much on their plate, is Eddie Howe going to risk playing his best players against Birmingham?
Right.
Or is he going to prioritize those other matches and maybe rest some of his key guys?
Yeah, that's a tough decision.
It is.
It's a real balancing act for him.
It is because, if Newcastle does decide to go with a weaker lineup, it could be a huge opportunity for Birmingham.
Oh, absolutely.
So let's talk about those potential lineups.
Okay.
Birmingham is probably going to stick with the same lineup that's been getting them results in the league.
I would think so. Yeah. They don't have any major injuries.
That's good.
Which is huge for them.
Yeah, they're at full strength, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Newcastle, on the other hand, they might be thinking about rotating their squad a bit.
Yeah, they might.
I mean, they already have a few players out with injuries.
They do.
Harvey Barnes.
Right.
Jamal Lascelles. Joel Pelkington.
Those are big losses.
They are. And with those other big matches coming up,
yeah,
Howe might decide to give some of his other key players a break, too.
It would make sense.
It would.
I mean, guys like Bruno Guimaraes.
Yeah.
Sandro Tonali. Even Alexander Isak. He might want to rest them.
Yeah, and give someone like Callum Wilson a chance to lead the attack.
Maybe, yeah. And it could be an opportunity for some of the younger players to step up. Like Joe Willock, Lewis Miley, Sean Longstaff in midfield.
It really makes you think about all those times in the FA Cup where we've seen these crazy upsets.
Oh, yeah.
A lower league team playing at home, everyone thinks they have no chance.
Right.
And they end up beating one of the big clubs.
Yeah. It happens.
It does.
It's what makes the FA Cup so special.
Yeah. Could this be one of those moments?
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly possible. The FA Cup has a history of these David versus Goliath battles.
Yeah.
Where anything can happen.
Exactly. And let's be honest, a Birmingham win would be a massive shock.
Oh, yeah, it would send shockwaves through football.
It would be a huge story.
Huge.
And it would be a real testament to what Chris Davies has done with this Birmingham team.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've got two teams in very different places.
We do.
But they both have something to prove.
That's right.
Birmingham wants to get back to the top. And Newcastle, they're desperate to finally win a trophy.
They are, and that's what makes this FA Cup match so interesting.
Yeah.
It's not just about the football, it's about the stories behind it.
Yeah.
It's a clash of styles.
For sure.
And, we could be watching history in the making.
Now, we've given you all the info.
Right.
But we want to hear from you.
Yeah.
So knowing everything we've talked about, Birmingham's amazing form, Newcastle might rotate their squad, and the magic of the FA Cup.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen in this match?
Do you think this could be one of those epic FA Cup upsets, or will Newcastle's Premier League quality be too much for Birmingham?
We'll be back with part 3 to break it all down and give you our final thoughts.
Yeah, but for now we want to hear your predictions.
All right, welcome back to our deep dive into this, this really interesting FA Cup matchup.
Yeah, we've been breaking down this clash between Birmingham City and Newcastle United.
Right? A match that can really produce a classic cup upset.
It really could.
We've talked about Birmingham's incredible undefeated streak.
Yeah.
We've looked at Newcastle's quest for a trophy, and we've even analyzed how the lineups might affect the outcome of the match.
Right, right.
So let's bring it all together now.
Okay.
And see what we can conclude from all this.
Sounds good.
Okay, so what are the key takeaways from our deep dive? And what should people be watching for when this match kicks off?
Well, I think the first thing you have to consider is Birmingham's home advantage.
Right.
And that incredible momentum they've got going.
Yeah, 18 games undefeated.
It's unreal.
It's hard to bet against a team that's on a run like that.
Yeah, they're playing with so much confidence and intensity.
Yeah.
And that can be contagious, especially in a knockout competition like the FA Cup.
Yeah, especially in a one-off match like this.
Exactly.
And they've got Jay Stansfield up front.
Oh, yeah. He's been on fire.
That club record signing.
Right.
Scoring goals for fun.
He's a real threat.
He is.
Okay.
Do you think Newcastle's defense will be able to handle him?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Newcastle's defense has been pretty solid this season.
Yeah.
But Stansfield's pace and his movement are going to be a real challenge for them.
Yeah, he's a handful.
He is. And then on the other side of things,
yeah,
we have to think about Newcastle's potential squad rotation.
Right. Could be a big factor.
It could be huge.
As we talked about, Eddie Howe might choose to rest some of his key players. With that big Premier League match against Man City coming up and the EFL Cup final.
It's a gamble.
It is.
But I get it.
Yeah. I mean, if they win the EFL Cup,
right,
that trophy drought is over.
Exactly.
It's a tough decision, though.
It is. It is.
If Newcastle does go with a weaker lineup, it could be a golden opportunity for Birmingham.
No doubt about it.
Can you imagine if they pull off the upset?
Oh, man. It would be incredible.
It would be a huge story.
Huge.
League One, giant slays, Premier League titan.
I can see the headlines now.
Yeah. I mean, it would be a story that would capture the imagination of football fans everywhere.
Oh, for sure. It'd be one for the history books.
So I guess this match really comes down to these two competing narratives.
Yeah. I think so.
We've got Birmingham, the underdog.
Right.
They're hungry. They're playing with nothing to lose.
And they want to prove that they belong back in the top flight.
Exactly. And then you've got Newcastle, the Premier League giant.
Trying to juggle their cup ambitions with a busy schedule.
Yeah, trying to find that balance.
Right.
It's a really intriguing scenario.
It is, and it's what makes the FA Cup so special.
It is.
You get these unpredictable matchups where anything can happen.
The magic of the cup.
Exactly.
All right, so after all of our analysis, what's the verdict? Could this be one of those famous FA Cup upsets?
Well, Newcastle is still the favorite on paper.
Sure.
But I think Birmingham has a real chance here. They're in top form. They have that home advantage.
Yeah.
And Newcastle might rotate their squad.
Right.
It's all there for Birmingham.
It's going to be a fascinating match.
Oh, yeah.
So we've given you all the information and insights.
We have.
Now it's up to you to decide how you think this FA Cup clash is going to unfold.
Will Birmingham keep their dream run alive?
Or will Newcastle march on towards a potential trophy?
It's a match you won't want to miss.
It's the FA Cup at its best.
Where dreams can come true.
And giants can fall.
We'll be back soon with another deep dive into the world of football.
But until then, enjoy the magic of the